welcome to a brand new year here in West 605. I'm in downtown Rapid City, of course the hub of West 605, in the iconic Alex Johnson Hotel. I've been talking with local leaders about what they see in the year to come, things that they definitely know will happen, and then maybe a few of their hopes and dreams for 2023.
One of the things that I know is going to continue to happen in 2023 is Rapid City is going to continue to build in a way that's going to accommodate a moderate level of growth.
What we know about Rapid City, no matter what is happening in the next year, is that it's a place that a lot of residents want to be and a lot of people want to come to.
We've got a lot of students coming in. We have about 1,100 of our students live on campus, but the rest have to find housing in Rapid City, and I think that's a challenge for us right now, is to find affordable housing, especially for those students that don't drive.
What is the right balance for enough tourism so that businesses feel successful or are successful? And what's that level of tourism to where it's not impacting the quality of life, to where people are starting to see?
That's got to be a delicate balance.
It's very delicate.
Growth. The growth will continue. So if you think Rapid City has been growing a lot lately, get ready for more. One guy who's seen it all happening is Rapid City Mayor Steve Allender.
One of Rapid City's biggest assets is that its growth and its ability to grow have been very predictable, very slow and steady over time. So one of the things that I know is going to continue to happen in 2023 is Rapid City is going to continue to build in a way that's going to accommodate a moderate level of growth. There's fears of a boom and rapid growth, and that's just not a reality because of our ability to build for that. So housing will continue to be built. Commercial and industrial properties will continue to develop. So all of those things are good things. Those are the foundation of growth that'll keep building throughout the year. In 2023, we'll see the start of the Block 5 development on St. Joseph Street, in the 500 block of St. Joseph Street. That'll be a new landmark. I call that the cornerstone to the future downtown Rapid City. That's going to change the face of business and residential living in the downtown.
More growth and change are coming soon to downtown Rapid City, and that includes the new Block 5 project and the overall vibe of downtown.
There are people, although I don't understand it, there are people who want to live downtown and they don't want to own a car. They want to have a bicycle or they want to use
What's up with that?
I don't know. It's not me, but I'll tell you, it's real.
Yeah.
It's real and people want this. Well, that's going to, I think, put pressure on the local businesses to start up a pharmacy, maybe medical office, hardware store, a variety of more clothing and general store type of options for people to do more complete living in the downtown. And then I think that over time will build on itself. We'll start to have this new business ecosystem that will be favorable for more housing downtown, which will be more favorable for more business downtown. And in reality, I think it's getting back to the way our downtown was 100 years ago.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I mean, everything comes around full circle, and I think that's a good thing, because 100 years ago, people lived downtown because that's all there was downtown. The city has expanded, 50-fold since that. Now people are wanting to live downtown because of the lifestyle, because of everything being close, and because of the not having a home mortgage or property maintenance or things of that nature, and just that downtown vibe. So we're going to benefit from that as a city. Hopefully over time we can continue to build housing and maybe bring some equilibrium to the housing demand and supply.
Next up on West 605, we're going to meet a man who's on the forefront of change and growth in Rapid City. People are moving to West 605 like never before. They want quality of life, they want a good job, and they want our values.
Just last year, we were the 36th fastest growing city in the entire nation. We probably had about 3,000 people move to the area. We don't think that's going to slow up anytime in the future. We think there's probably going to be 2,000 to 3,000 people moving to the Black Hills for the foreseeable future, maybe for the next 10 to 20 years.
Tom Johnson is the president and CEO of Elevate Rapid City. And it's his job to make sure the Rapid City area continues to be the kind of place where people and businesses want to be.
We can talk about the possibility of recession in 23, interest rates continuing to rise, the price of oil. We can talk certainly about all those things. But we know that Rapid City is going to continue to be a place that people are moving to for opportunity, for retirement, for the great and majestic Black Hills, for our culture, whether it's to get more in tune with our Native American brothers and sisters and their culture. This is a place that draws people. You know, the Lakota said the Black Hills were the center of the universe. And if you look at a satellite image of the Black Hills, it literally looks like a heart. And so we think and we believe that that's one of the reasons that people come here, is they see this as a place that is a focus of this entire area. And it's going to be a place that's growing and becoming, an up-and-coming city, in the next 10 years. So no matter what happens with all these other things, I think since the time of the old stagecoach days, the Black Hills has kind of been a live and let live kind of Western frontier. That means we all could carry our 6-shooters around and just do what we did as long as our neighbors left us alone. We no longer have that privilege, I think, and that luxury. Growth is happening, so we have to work together to plan regionally for this growth. So Box Elder and Rapid City, Blackhawk, New Underwood, Somerset, Custer, Belle Fourche, we've all got to come together as a Black Hills community and plan and think about how this growth affects us. So Pennington County and Meade County, when people come here, they don't think about those boundaries. We think about them as political boundaries, but they don't. And so we've got to work across the political geographic lines to make sure that we have the infrastructure in place, and that we have the housing stock in place, and that we're meeting the needs of the citizens that are already here and the citizens that are coming, and then finally preserving the quality of life that those Black Hills represent. Right, I think a lot of us that come here for the opportunity to mountain bike or hike and to find a range of mountains that aren't as crowded as we see, for example, down in the Front Range or other places like California. And so we come here for those things. Often, Kevin, I'm stopped on the street and someone will come up to me and say, hey, you're that Elevate guy, and you're that guy that wants to grow the community. I don't want to see something change. I don't want to see this place change. And I say to them, hey, I don't want to see this place change at all either. I want the same quality of life opportunities that you've always had. I certainly don't want to see this place flooded with people and the traffic and congestion. So we're all in agreement on that. An economy never stands still. So when someone says to me, I don't want to see anything change, that's just not a reality. An economy is either moving backwards and it's contracting, or it's moving forward, it's growing. There's no such thing as stop time right here. We're either creating opportunities for our young people who are graduating from high school and the School of Mines, or we're not creating those opportunities and they're going somewhere else. A lot of people that might not want to see change are also the same people that want to see their grandkids come back to the Black Hills and have a job. And so we've got to figure out, Kevin, how can we balance the scales there? I would love to see more houses and more affordable houses for the people that are coming here. We can no longer tolerate an entry-level teacher coming here and being paid $55,000 and then not being able to take a job because they can't find an apartment to rent or a house to buy. I think as citizens of South Dakota and citizens of Black Hills and Rapid City, none of us want to see that, or nor can we tolerate that. So my hope of hopes, if I wanted to bring something good tiding and cheer to the new year, would be that we'd have more houses here in the Black Hills and more affordable houses for those entry-level workers that we're going to be bringing to the area. That would be number one on my list. Second, if I can get 3 wishes, would be we see more opportunities for childcare. We know that there are literally thousands of workers right now sitting on the sidelines in the Black Hills. Most of them are women who are having to stay home with their kids and making that choice between, do I go work or do I stay home with my kids because I'm going to pay the same as I would make? So right now they're making the choice that they stay home with their kids, and that means our businesses don't have those workers. So there's many, many people out there, mostly women, that want to work but can't because they can't find childcare. or can't afford the childcare that we have right now. So that's another thing. And then finally, I would say we want to continue to think about how we grow as a region and work together and have civil discourse across the aisle. I think the times for us in the past where we've disagreed because of our politics or disagreed because of the national politics, we have to put those things aside, and I think for the betterment of Rapid City, come together and recognize that we're all going to be successful together or we're all going to not be successful together. Whether you live on the reservation or in Rapid City, we're going to rise as a region together. We're also going to fall as a region together. And if we don't have more conversations that unite where we have common ground, we're not going to make progress, and we need to do that.
One area in Rapid City that's definitely been going through some growing pains is South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. Jim Rankin is the school president, and in his world, change brings both the good and the not so good.
We have about 2,500 students right now, and it was an upturn this year, and we're expecting that we'll have even more students next year, and it's great to come in and get a degree and go out and get a career. We have, for like the last 3 or 4 years, we've had the #1 return on investment university in the nation. And so we give a great deal, and so we want to see students continue to come here. But that's from a student perspective. I think if we look at other things, the buildings that are going on campus, we've just renovated our library, the Devereaux Library, and it is drawing students. We've got a problem right now, we don't have enough chairs because there's so many students have showed up to make use of that library. And just right outside this building, we're building the new Nucor Mineral Industries building. So we're about 2 years out from having that building, and it's a brand new facility that's really going to modernize our campus and modernize mining engineering, metallurgical engineering, and geological engineering, as well as geology. So that's exciting, and we've just bought the incubator from Elevate Rapid City, and we're turning that into 40,000 square feet of research space. So there's a lot of activities that have just kicked off that we're really going to see move along in 2023. If you talk to any university president, the first challenge they would say is parking for students, faculty, and staff, which we always have to deal with. But interesting is housing. You know, we've got a lot of students coming in. We have about 1,100 of our students live on campus, but the rest have to find housing in Rapid City, and I think that's a challenge for us right now, is to find affordable housing, especially for those students that don't drive. So how can we get them to campus? And so we're looking for solutions in that area. And I think with the growth in Rapid City, you're seeing a lot of that everywhere. You know, housing's gone up, and then, you know, with the base growing, with the B-21 coming in. So that brings some challenges to us as well.
It's amazing to me how all these little microcosms are all interconnected, because you're saying key words that I'm hearing from so many other people. So, okay, so what other things are going to happen in 2023 here at the school?
Well, we hope we have our 3rd winning football season. Does that count?
Which is good, which is good, yeah.
We've had 2 great years, and we're looking for a 3rd great year, and so we're seeing some of our athletics move up. And you know, in the national rankings, we've really been recognized across the nation this last year, and we hope to see that continue to be on a rise.
A good value for education and, yes, a winning football team are both nice to have. But Rankin knows for School of Mines to be able to take it to the next level, it has to become a research university.
I think when I was here, came here in 2018, we were doing about $13 million a year in research, funded research. Now we're doing $20 million in research. And you're going to see that continue to go up. And you might wonder, well, what is it about research that is so important, other than the discoveries that we might be looking at curing cancer or coming up with the next new mineral, and just fantastic. But research starts the intellectual process that we go off and patent. And then we use that patent to start up companies and create jobs. And hopefully they're going to be located right here in Rapid City. More of our graduates can stay in Rapid City.
And as far as hopes for 2023, Rankin says he hopes growth continues, and that includes becoming more a part of downtown Rapid City.
We're about 8 blocks from downtown, and in some ways we're a little bit landlocked. It's hard to go east, it's hard to go south over the hills. We've got the railroad tracks in Rapid Creek to the north, so we've almost got to grow west. Well, that's in the Innovation District, and I think you're going to find, my saying is that within the next 5 years, between here and downtown 5th Street, you're not going to recognize this place. And that we want to be part of that growth. And we're going to see the startup companies locating in there. We're hoping some of the companies from out at Ellsworth are going to want to look at putting into this innovation district. We're hoping some of the researchers with SURF, the Sanford Underground Research Facility, will want to locate here. So I think it's just an exciting upside, not only for the school, but for downtown and Rapid City and the whole Black Hills area.
When you talk about the future of West 605, you can't not talk about a major economic driver. Tourism is a major economic driver in West 605, and Rapid City is a prime example of that. Stacy Granum is Chief Strategy Officer for Visit Rapid City, and she says in 2023, sports is going to play a major role.
The Rapid City Sports Commission is something that we will be launching and growing in 2023, starting right off after the first of the year, and that's going to have a pretty significant impact on the community in many different ways, but quality of life for sure. I mean, there's so many opportunities that it'll bring for youth sports, and also driving business into the community, whether people are coming for tournaments or coming in for other big events related to sporting events. It's going to drive the economy in big ways. You know, there's challenges, I know, in our community facilities, whether it be maintaining the current facilities or trying to develop new facilities to support the growing community. And then also just supporting the events and creating new events, sporting events that really play on the quality of life, but also provide economic impact to the community and our local businesses, and just creating a place that people want to be and stay and you know, continue to raise their families here.
I got to assume that you're talking a year-round sort of situation, not just the spring and summertime.
Right. That's the great thing about not only youth sports, but all sports, is it's a year-round gig, and there's so much opportunity to grow that off-season. You know, we're a very strong summer leisure destination, so we see a really healthy visitation and business during June, July, August, and even September. But during many months in the fall and winter and spring, there's a lot less traffic, and so our businesses certainly feel that. So there's opportunity to bring tournaments and other sporting type events to the area during the off season to support our businesses and just, again, create a better quality of life for the youth, adults, you name it.
More people visiting Rapid City and West 605 means more money generated for local businesses. And of course, that's a good thing. But there's also a downside to tourism that Stacy says they're trying to address.
You know, in 2021, we had a record year in tourism. But we also saw a lot of challenges come through. There was a lot of damage to trails, trash being left. People weren't caring for our lands and our natural resources, and we really noticed it. So there's some things we want to work on: education, just informing our visitors, but also being aware, what's that balance? What is the right balance for enough tourism so that businesses feel successful or are successful? And what's that level of tourism to where it's not impacting the quality of life, to where people are starting to see?
That's got to be a delicate balance.
It's very delicate. The great thing is we started this process with a destination assessment. So we did surveys, we did workshops, we did one-on-one interviews with key city and community leaders. The great thing about this whole assessment of the whole destination and region is we had great participation from the community and the industry. They stepped up, provided their insight, challenges, opportunities, and so we're taking that and we're putting together our long-term goals around what the community needs are, and we're going to then, you know, create responsible tourism that's going to positively impact locals, whether it's the Sports Commission or programs working with the Native American community, so that we're telling the story from their perspective and telling the bigger story, the untold story. When visitors come to town, they want to learn more about our great culture and our history, and what better way to do that than tell all aspects of what that history is and learn and grow from that.
And as far as a hope for 2023, Stacy said she would like to see the return of a certain kind of traveler.
I really hope that the business travelers really start to come back. We've slowly started to see those travelers come back, but what's great about the business traveler, it's year-round.
Who are these business travelers?
You know, they're individuals coming into town for meetings. Maybe there's a corporate office, and so they'll have conferences in a central location, or they're just doing business with different companies in town or throughout the region. And so they'll typically stay in Rapid City a lot of the times and then travel throughout the region. But there's quite a few, and I think it's a market we can really tap into, because a lot of these business travelers also are taking advantage of their business trips and tacking on vacation, adding a couple extra days to enjoy the destination. And so we have such a wonderful destination that really...
So we're not just talking about people in West 605 or in the Black Hills area. We're talking people from all over the country?
Right, right. And we see, even internationally, the international market is a little slow right now, but we see people from all over the country coming here to do business. And, just look at the base expansion. That's bringing in so many different individuals on contracts, but also eventually some to live here. And so we're really drawing people from all over, and there's definitely a lot to see and do beyond that business trip or that business meeting. So we really want to tap into that. And 2023, they're showing a slight dip in that, but they feel the business traveler market will be back full force by 2024. So
continued growth for 2023. More opportunities for world-class education, and more people coming here to find out what makes this area so unique and so exciting here in West 605.